all right? Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. This man that we call Epstein, whatever you wanna call him, this name. Jeffrey been here at least 5,000 years. Right? A lot of people don't know this, right? And listen, and Jeffrey know this, right? Let me say this. These cults that have different levels of melon, they have to come together to create the system that's controlling us, right? Because there's two things you understand. Black people, they teach us, we get away from our family, fuck our family, everybody spread it out, we don't have unity. They don't have that problem, right? Because they come together with the same idea, right? Let me tell you about Epstein so you can understand, right? He got arrested, right? But he didn't die until Trump was elected. He didn't go to jail until Trump was running. So I don't think you understand, gang. Listen, everybody was at that island because that island harnessed negative, energetic powers that control this simulation, right? And listen, and you know what I'm saying is true because they asked him, yo, Epstein, would you say you the devil? He said, I'm the perfect mirror of them. So he understood. Listen, he talked about this reality. He talked about this reality as something that no one can understand. Oh, shit. About the speed of light.
I'm gonna be real honest. I wish I kind of understand where he's coming from. He's talking about energy harnessing and like world powers controlling, the elite and all this other stuff. I just feel like he's making multiple points all at one time, and it's really hard to follow, especially when people talk in coded language like this. But man, sometimes I wish I was smarter, man, but I can't understand shit.
The speed of light is really fast, right? But the problem with light is it ain't fast enough to get us out of the universe, right? Listen, I'm still talking about Epstein, but to talk about Epstein, I gotta talk about this, right? Because everybody talk about the universe, but we never seen the universe. Let me tell you what I mean. We never seen the universe because to see the universe, you gotta get on top of the universe and look down on the universe, but whoever did that? Nobody. Nobody ever looked down on the universe, right? And everything else in the universe that we can't see is darkness. So, that concludes and tell us one thing. Everything came from darkness. And the Bible agreed. The Bible said, God said, let there be light. So God had to be in the dark. Now back to Epstein. They have Epstein where he's the devil. He said, I'm the perfect mirror of him. Right? And then he said, they said, yo.
Yeah, I think we can all agree with that. Okay, I'm following so far. Epstein's a devil. Epstein has been around for 5,000 plus years. Okay, I'm following. The idea of Epstein has been around for a recorded of 5,000 plus years that we know of. The idea of Epstein's the embodiment of the devil. He's probably not literally the devil, but he's the embodiment of the devil. Okay, I think I'm following so far. Unless he means everything in a literal sense, then he's lost me. But let's keep going.
Where the soul located? He said, let me tell you something. The soul, everything, the powers is dark energy. And it's located in your subconscious mind. He told you exactly where the soul was located. How you do that? Right? Listen, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this, and a lot of people gotta understand this. We can say that Epstein touched kids, right? We can say he didn't. We don't fucking know. The illusion is to hold on to.
Nah, bro. No. He touched kids. He touched kids. No. We do know that.
Any idea because it's a fucking trick. What I know. Let me tell you this. Even with Diddy, when Diddy was going to jail, they only put out what they wanted you to see about Diddy. Diddy saw all Cassie.
Oh my God. Did y'all hear about? Or I'm sure y'all did, but Diddy and Justin Bieber. Yeah, we're gonna look at that here in a second.
Videos. And then later, you saw all the other videos. They control the media. They control the narrative. They control what you see. Why the fuck are we believing anything they say? Why the world believing it? Because he's white. Right? Everybody believing right now. Oh, fuck Epstein. Because he's white. But there's no such thing as race. He's black. Right? Or I'm white. or I'm black, but back to the story, right? They put all the people
Sorry,
together
my
because they have
computer's
less
glitching.
melon. In order to
Okay, so Epstein is race doesn't exist. Okay, it's a social construct. I'm trying to learn. Race is like a construct, and so that means Epstein's not white. He's black. He's a black man. Epstein's a black. Epstein's a black man. Okay, okay. I think I understand.
harness enough power, they need what? More people, right? You need more people. And they need more younger people for what reason? This is why. Because your brain, it becomes logical at the age of 25. So at a young age, if they teaching these kids how to control their mind, that is the reason to why they got them around, right? Though people may say, oh, they trust them kids. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it could be different reasons because these people understand energy. They understand energy manipulation. We talk about he best friends with Trump. We talk about Trump daddy got all the shit from Tesla. We talk about they understand, right? But back to space, right? Because I'm gonna keep it real. Back to space. This all people in this
What the? Okay, space, dark matter, dark energy, space. That's what he means. Okay, okay. Just
same group, right? Same thing. If I want to go from Earth to the moon,
oh fuck.
it
He
takes
actually
8
means
hours,
actual space. He means actual space. Okay. From the Earth to the moon. Okay.
right? If I want to go from Earth to Mars, it'll take me 4 months. If I want to go to Earth to Jupiter, it'll take me 9 years. But after I reach Jupiter, the speed is so slow, I'll be stuck like this. You'll be flying, but you will never go past Jupiter. Right? You understand that? You just flying, you'll never go past Jupiter because the speed of light is not fast enough. But everybody worships the light. The light is not faster than the dark. Right? He knew this. But on this plane of existence, one thing the Bible say, the light of this world is the devil. But then they tell you to follow and worship the light. The light not strong enough for me. I'm too strong for the dark and I'm too strong for the light. So I use both, right? A lot of people don't understand this.
So,
That shit weird.
Different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you haven't. I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Correct. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah. Starting to act different, huh?
Bro, you I know that Justin Bieber is not really an actor, he's a singer, but which makes this all the more kind of real. You see how fidgety he is and how uncomfortable he is. It's very outward, you know what I mean? God knows what he did to him, man. That was when P. Diddy confronted him at 17. Yo, is that real? They met when he was older? Bro, that's so awkward. That's so awkward. Is that real?
Well, now that Donald Trump got exactly what he wants by making sure no one is talking about the Epstein files and everybody is talking about his brand new war in the Middle East, it would make sense that he wouldn't do anything to voluntarily turn everybody's attention back to the Epstein files, right?
Voter ID, it can be given to you by your daughter. Your daughter, she has to be of age, like above 6 years old, she's allowed to say.
I'm sorry, of age is how old now?
Like above.
I'm laughing, but that's just not that funny. It's not that funny. 6 years old? Bruh, I need more caffeine for this. I need more. Hang on 1 second, chat. I gotta. Hang on. Alright. Oh, shit. That's
6 years old.
That actually explains a lot.
Yeah.
Well, now that Donald Trump got exactly what he wants by making sure...
I'm about to share another document with you guys, but this one is horrible, so if you're not in the right headspace, please click off of this video. I have so many others you can watch. It is a really bad document. While I'm reading this, please keep in mind, there have been 0 arrests made. It's been 6 years since Epstein has, died in prison. And on top of...
Whoa, chat. It's been 6 years? It's been 6 years. I remember like this shit was yesterday. 6 years this has been going on. Ain't no way he died 6 years ago. He died in 2020. God, I'm about to have a midlife crisis. Like an angel. What the f? Oh, ain't no way. Wait, we had Bill Clinton dressed up as a princess? What the f? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Oh, no. Oh, no. No.
A newly surfaced document published in the DOJ's Epstein database reveals that an inmate once told the FBI that he overheard prison guards talking about covering up Epstein's death on the morning the sex offender died. The document includes 5 handwritten pages of notes from the unidentified inmate's FBI interview. And while unsubstantiated, the details are likely to raise more questions about Epstein's death, which was officially ruled a suicide. Joining us now, Julie K. Brown, investigative reporter for the Miami Herald. It's good to see you again, Julie. The inmate claimed that the whole wing, as I understand it, overheard this exchange among guards. Tell us what the notes from the FBI say.
Well, this particular...
That's some crazy shit.
Jeffrey Epstein's brother says doctors are about to release a bombshell report that will prove the people didn't commit suicide. A group of pathologists have been studying his autopsy results for months and...
Of course not. Because his wife is living in Canada and Epstein's still alive. I'm not suicidal, okay? Hillary Clinton busted him out of prison. You cannot convince me otherwise. That woman has her hand in every candy jar.
Mark Epstein claims the findings should spark a murder investigation into his death. He told Metro, "I'm led to believe it will be a game changer. Stay tuned." Mark has spoken out after new reports show the guard who found Jeffrey Epstein dead received mystery payments just days before. Jeffrey Epstein's brother says
20-something years ago, never said anything to me to make me think he was involved in anything improper with regard to Epstein either. He just didn't. He just said we were friends, and then we had a falling out over a land deal, property deal.
Could I ask very briefly, Mr. President,
Sure.
if you recall, what were the circumstances of that conversation, or at least let's start with when did the conversation occur?
It was on his golf course, and there were a couple of years there when Joe Torre, who had been the manager of the Yankees and was a friend, and had a tournament, a charity golf tournament.
It's just boring.
This is a photo taken in Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan townhouse. It seems to show a doctor performing a medical procedure on Mr. Epstein's dining room table. We looked through about 15,000 records from the Epstein files to understand how Jeffrey Epstein cultivated and rewarded a small his lives. Here's one really striking example. Jeffrey Epstein is flying back from his
Is that AI? That's AI, bro.
This is the worst victim statement that I have ever read in the Epstein files. This was found in an email containing the interview with the victim and the lead investigator of a nonprofit called Hope for Justice. And this is her story. It reads, "I was born into ex-trafficking. I was trafficked beginning at my earliest memory. I do not remember a time that I was not trafficked for Rex. There were many men that were brought to their home to have X with me. I was taken to many states in the U.S. to sell me. I was forced by threat by Redacted and Epstein of being unalived, bodily harm, and threats of arming other children if I did not have X with them and any other people that they sold me to. The grape and Rex trafficking with Epstein happened redacted. I was about 5 to 6 years old at the time. I was taken to an underground location. I was blindfolded, so I would not know exactly where I was at. It was dark, and when we went through doors, we went downstairs. There was also an elevator in the location. I was kept in a stall. It looked like a horse stall that had short walls on the sides so you could see inside. It wasn't really to keep me and the other little girls inside. It was to make it where we could be viewed. Epstein would walk past each girl, including myself, with a lot of men following him, and they would judge us. He told me I was fat and ugly, so that's what he called me. He forced me to have Rex.
You can't tell me that Jeffrey Epstein wasn't possessed, though, to say the least. The dude was possessed by the devil, drinking baby's blood and eating kids and all this other stuff. And now it's coming out that the ex-CEO of the company that owns Chuck E. Cheese stepped down, and that's sick in itself. I mean, he felt that I looked it up. He's not really in the files in any significant form. Only the fact that he spoke at a investor conference back in 2018, but he stepped down. So I'm sure they're gonna release something at some point that ties him into something, and it's sick. It's a ritualistic, sadistic, demonic thing that these rich people that just have too much money, figure of speech, they have more money than God and they don't know what to do with it. So they just become vile, disgusting human beings instead of doing something better for the world. And it's like once you get to a certain status, you're just automatically possessed.
With a dog, and he said I had to pretend it was him to see if I performed well. He said if I performed well, I could be his girlfriend, then I would be allowed to be upstairs, he called it. He said the girls upstairs were pretty and they were his girlfriends. He then graped me and said I was evil because I liked it. I couldn't make my body stop feeling, so he said I had to go to the holding place to pray hard enough to be able to be upstairs with the other girls. There were a lot of pictures of girls naked all over the walls. I had to pray hard to be like them, he said. The girls that he said performed well enough went with the line of all of the men and they left. I was chained up. In Virgin Islands, I was on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship. They stopped there. I was 17 years old. Redacted. I was blindfolded and taken to an underground location. It had steps that went down. I was graped by Epstein. There were other men that graped me. I was kept in a stall so that men could look at me. He said I was an animal and that he was perfect. If I had Rex with him, that I wouldn't be such an animal. I was chained up. He said I wanted to be graped because I wanted to be more like him. So after the interview, there were some questions, and I'm just going to read a couple of those along with the answer from the victim. The question: when you were trafficked, did you or anyone like the trafficker receive benefit or compensation for your services? The victim said, I never received anything. The traffickers received money and antiques that were worth a lot of money. The question: if you refused to have Rex with men, did your traffickers physically or psychologically harm you? The response: yes, they poked me with needles in the back of the legs. I was shocked with an electric machine in my head. I was told I was evil.
Bro, they say that in today's time that there's more slaves in this century than there was back in like the 18th century. There's more slaves now than there were back then. And yeah, this shit proves it. The only difference is access to slaves is highly limited to only certain individuals. But there are more slaves in today's time than there was back in like the 1800s, the 1600s. It's some sick shit, man.
Constantly. For example, I would walk out of the room, they killed the fish that was in the fish tank. When I returned to the room, they said, why did you kill the fish? They made me think I was so evil, I did bad things, and I didn't remember doing it. The psychological abuse was constant every day, all through the day. The question: what type of actual intercourse did Mr. Epstein have with you? How often? Was he physically violent? Did he attempt to photograph or video the actual activity? The response: I was graped by Epstein multiple times. He was threatening to unalive and harm other children if I didn't do what he said. He had video cameras, he said, and if I didn't do what he said, they would see that I caused the other children to get hurt. Then I would be put in jail. So I'll be completely honest here. A lot of times when I'm reading these.
All right, so that was from Terrified Shitless. I'll put it somewhere on the screen right there so you can see that she's on TikTok.
Whose blood was you drinking? I didn't even...
Bro, didn't I just talk about baby blood drinking? Didn't I just say that? They're drinking baby's blood. Or they're just drinking blood in general of like innocent people, which are like kids.
Where'd the blood come from? Dad killed the animal and got the blood from the animal. What kind of animal did he kill? A mole. A mole? You mean to tell me he had a big meeting out there to kill a mole? Well, let's go back there was a mole. What's wrong? It's wrong. What is it?
Is your money dirty money?
If you live,
I just asked a question. Is your money dirty money?
No, it's not. So, in fact,
why is it not dirty money?
Because
He just has such a rat face. I just want to squeeze it. The dude's voice is just, it's like nails on a chalkboard to me. I despise his face, like legitimately. Just, he's so disgusting to me. Look at those large crevices in his face. It looks like the Grand Canyon. And his eyes are just so, hate this dude. I'm gonna be honest with you. They say that he was an amazing code switcher, that he could change his personality on a dime depending on who was in the room with him. This dude was this guy was a professional liar, even more so than a Hollywood actor. I mean, this dude was not qualified for jack shit for what he was on the payroll for. Every bank had him on the payroll for something, and he wasn't even a banker. He wasn't even a financial advisor. I don't know. This dude is just, he just had his hands in the pockets of everybody, and it's just absolutely insane. Back in the day, this would be considered a conspiracy theory that, that there's a billionaire out there that no one knows the name of, that's never on TV, yet knows everybody that's on TV. That would have been a conspiracy theory back in the day. That could have been made into a movie. But this is real life. This happened. This guy really existed or continues to exist. And it's just...
I earned it.
But you earned it.
I earned it legally.
We went back to this before. You earned it advising the worst people in the world, right, that do enormous bad things, and just to make more money. You're a mathematician. We walked into that clinic where they're giving that money out to these people that are in the most dire straits of poverty and sickness, and told them that the money was coming from class 3 sexual predator?
Tier 1.
Was tier 1's the highest and worst?
No, I'm
the lowest.
I'm the lowest.
You're the lowest. Okay, tier 1, you're the lowest. But a criminal.
Yes.
That the money came from them. What percentage of people do you estimate? I understand you don't like probabilities. Do you estimate would say, I don't care, I want the money for my children?
I would say everyone said, I want the money for my children.
Did they know where the money came from?
I think if you told them,
if I told them
the devil.
I'm not even paying attention to the context. I don't even know what the fuck they're talking about, to be honest. I'm not even paying attention to the context of the conversation. His face. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe. And please follow my other accounts on my Instagram and on my TikTok, which is 2wheels_outfitters on TikTok. Follow me there before I get banned. That platform likes to ban me quite on. I'm on my second account, by the way. Come on, TikTok. Stop trying to ban me, man. Freedom of speech.